state since the early 1960s. And they have an advanced arsenal
Yes, they do.
of land base, and they have, you know, nuclear subs
Yes.
that are capable of launching nuclear missiles.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. But you know what? Like I said, if you look at every speech this man has made when he came to Washington,
Mm-hmm.
he was pointing a finger at everybody we bombed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is, you go to walk past every politician's office, they flying an Israeli flag.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because AIPAC gave them the money, and
AIPAC,
they signed off.
And a few other members of the Israeli lobby, the ADL, the JDL. You know, they were showing the sister from Missouri. She just lost re-election, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cori Bush.
Mm-hmm.
She lost because of the Israeli lobby.
Mm-hmm.
The brother from New York, I can't think of his name. He just lost.
The guy that was up in Yonkers.
The brother.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he lost.
Mm-hmm.
Also because AIPAC funded his opponent,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Israeli lobby funded his opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And you know something? The brother who's the minority speaker, right? Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries, yeah.
His uncle is Dr. Leonard Jeffries from City College.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Leonard Jeffries, outspoken brother,
Mm-hmm.
right, on the history
Mm-hmm.
of Black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going back to ancient Kemet.
Right.
Okay. His nephew, I'm sorry, but you know, we got to put it out there. We got to spill some tea.
Oh, absolutely.
The brother's a sellout.
That's right.
The largest amount of money received by a member of Congress, Hakeem Jeffries,
Mm-hmm.
$933,000
Mm-hmm.
from the Israeli lobby.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask these people, like the people who are running for mayor,
What's her name? The Spanish lady from New York, who they were saying could possibly run for president. She used to be the bartender, and she became the congressman.
And she's from
New York City. This Spanish girl, Spanish lady. She's very pretty.
AOC. AOC. Yeah.
AOC is another one. Took the money from them.
Right. You know what? I think there's 10 of them that didn't. Out of 535 members of Congress, I think there's 10 that didn't. Right. But you know, for somebody like, you know, Hakeem Jeffries,
yeah,
your uncles taught you the truth, right?
And
here you are.
I actually know him personally.
The largest recipient of the money from the same people that started the slave trade, that, you know, enslaved your ancestors and made millions of dollars, trillions.
What did Wu-Tang say?
What they say, brother?
Cash rules everything
around me. Dollar bill, right?
Dollar bill, y'all. You know what I mean? Because and it's sad but true. And now look at the mayor of New York. Somebody I know from childhood. Why is he taking a job in the Trump administration? Somebody help me out here.
Well, you know, Trump wanted him and the other guy, Curtis Sliwa, to get out of the race.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because Trump wants to back Cuomo. Now, let's be realistic now. This is the way politics is played. During the pandemic, you remember how popular Cuomo was getting with his daily briefings?
Yes.
They were saying he was a candidate for president.
Right.
All of a sudden, the women popped up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hear nothing from them.
Just like they popped up on Trump.
Just like they popped up on Trump. But, you know, Trump is a whole different story. See, Trump don't care. And the people that support Trump, they don't care about that.
They don't have the mental capacity to understand. They lack the wisdom.
You listen, there are already people, MAGA, these folks that are extreme MAGA, worship at the Temple of Orange, who say, listen, if Trump's name is in the Epstein files and he did abuse children, we don't care. We're still going to support him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, these are the same people that say America should be a Christian place, right? These are the same people that said those who harm children should be held accountable as long as they're Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
If the Republicans are involved, especially the one at the top of the ticket, we can kind of look the other way on that.
Well, you know, it looks like they're turning on Lindsey Graham a little bit.
Oh, her? Yeah, they're turning on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because, listen, 3 senators in particular, Lindsey Graham said Trump was a racist. He's not going to be president. He does not represent our party.
Mm-hmm.
Now Lindsey Graham has been under the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Marco Rubio
Mm-hmm.
talked about Trump in a very negative way.
Mm-hmm.
Marco Rubio's been under the desk. Last but not least is the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look at some of
yeah.
his speeches
Yeah.
about Trump,
yeah,
and now he's been not only under the desk, he's been bent over, sprawled over the desk,
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, like,
well, you know
integrity.
You know, people are saying it's just politics, man. It's just politics.
It's a dirty game.
You know what I mean? It's just politics. But the sad thing is, food insecurities, lack of health coverage,
mm-hmm.
lack of medicine. You know, my insulin was cheaper
under Biden.
With Biden,
right?
Trump came in,
cut the subsidy,
wiped that out,
mm-hmm.
and my insulin went up.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it's I got health coverage, right?
Right.
And God has blessed me with the wisdom to make some investments and do some things. You know what? We all hit a rough spot every now and then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay. I'm gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I can make it.
Right.
You know what I mean? What about all those people, the majority of Americans, not the 13% or the 14% or the 8% of people in the country? I'm talking about that 69% of people in America, you know, that's not part of the 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%,
mm-hmm.
5%, right? What about them?
Well, I'll tell you something.
Because they're hurting. Right now, FEMA hasn't even showed up to disasters.
Mm-hmm.
What about them?
Well, he's cutting FEMA.
But what about this? Those are your people. They voted for you.
Right.
I got compassion for them people. What
mm-hmm.
about those people?
But he doesn't. That's the problem. And here's the thing. If you notice, this is just the first week of September. In August, we started to have trees shedding already.
That's right.
And the deer
they're all turning
their summer coat.
That's right.
So that means a bad winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those indications. Well, do you know that they've already cut the heating subsidy in some of these deep ruby red states? Mississippi, Alabama, places like that would get a subsidy for home heating oil and stuff like that,
mm-hmm.
already cut.
Mm.
So now that we're going into the fall and the winter months, how you gonna heat your home?
Mm.
Now, these are the people that voted for him under the belief that whatever he does is not going to affect us because he's one of us. He's like us. He understands us.
Well, you know, the sad part about this is here, right? Native Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those reservations that they live on, nothing more than concentration camps.
That's all it is.
With a fancy name, right? Yes, they have an alcohol and drug problem over there because they've been dealing with hundreds of years. They've been dealing with far more things than the African American here, right? So the sad thing is you can't own any property
mm-hmm.
on the reservation. You can't have a building with a foundation that's not considered government property. They live in trailers.
Unless it's a casino.
Right. Now, the other thing is most of them don't have running water
mm-hmm.
and proper sewage. It's 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you treating those people that way?
Well, you know what? If you go down the Mississippi Delta, you find the same thing. There are people down there that do not have running water, that do not have the internet, that do not have proper electrical, right? Mm-hmm. And that's, well,
but they can vote.
Well, currently they can, but with them and this gerrymandering mess that they're doing in Texas, it ain't gonna stop there because Trump, he's dumb, but he's not completely stupid. He knows that his policies, some of them have already gone into effect, and he knows come this midterm, it's going to be very hard to get the Republicans to maintain control. I don't expect to see a midterm election. I expect to see martial law declared because he knows. I mean, he's already setting up. He's already got the pieces in place. Right now, the troops that were sent to D.C. Do you know what they're doing? They're
Cleaning
picking up trash.
Cleaning up, yeah.
You took these men and women away from their families, away from real responsibilities to
Right.
pick up damn trash.
Right.
This is what you got them doing. That's a matter.
Right.
That's a national emergency. Garbage in D.C.
Right.
So he's got the pieces in place, and they already said he's going to hit Chicago, and you better believe with the rash of shootings in New York, they're going to be in New York too. So all the major cities are going to have a strong military presence. So come election time, of course, Trump is going to say, well, these cities are too dangerous. We just simply can't have an election. It's just too dangerous. So everybody will have to stay in place and we'll have an election at a later date. Right? And of course, a lot of people will fall for it because, for the most part, people, like you said, they just want to maintain status quo. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to be the one who's outspoken. Like they're taking a step forward and everybody else is backing up a few steps, right? They don't want to be that one to be made an example of. So, I see this coming, right? I mean, he realizes that he is so unpopular. Republicans right now, so unpopular. They're going to their town halls and getting chased out.
Absolutely.
They get up there and they're getting booed and like, yeah, man, listen, stop lying. Listen, answer the questions we're asking. Stop reading off this,
narrative.
This narrative. And let's just talk, you didn't read off this narrative to get elected. Let's talk now. Let's talk about why we're rounding these people up. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about rising drug prices. Let's talk about food prices. Trump said that gas prices were $1.99. Where, Mr. Trump?
Please tell me where.
Where's that? Show me anywhere in America where you can get a gallon of gas for $1.99.
Well,
that's about the same place where you can get prescription drugs for 15%, 1,500% off. Probably the same state.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, knowledge is power. Knowledge is the key to everybody's existence, especially here in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know what? He wants a revolution. You know what I mean? Because he wants to be North Korea. He don't want to be Russia anymore. He wants to be North Korea. You know what I mean? He wants to be North Korea, man. Remember they was writing love letters to each other.
They were. But did you see on the news, I think they showed it last night, where they were saying that I think it was SEAL Team 6 snuck into North Korea and attempted to plant listening devices in North Korea and killed some North Korean civilians, actually, because they were spotted, right?
Oh, really?
And that was a few years ago, but they just now declassified it and have put it out on the news, what they did. And then another thing that's happening right now, did you see where Trump said that there were drug smugglers off the coast of Venezuela?
Yeah.
And they attacked the boat?
Yeah.
Now let's think for a second. The military is saying they tracked this boat for a week, right? What drug boat is going to be on the open water for a week where you can get spotted and intercepted?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two, 11 people on the boat. Now, if you got 11 people on the boat, how much drugs can you pack on a boat with 11 people?
Mm-hmm.
Was this really a drug boat? Come on now.
They probably was people trying to escape Venezuela.
That's a possibility. We'll never know because we already been told lies, right? That this is a drug boat that they've been following for a week. 11 people on a drug boat. Usually, you're going to pack as much drugs as you can to have a skeleton crew, right? But it's 11 people on this boat. His boat was destroyed. And Trump has naval vessels, basically a blockade around Venezuela. Now, why is America blockading the waters of Venezuela? So I could think of two reasons. Venezuela has rivers of oil. And outside of Africa, probably the second largest deposit of gold. Right? So we're not there because we don't like their system of government.
We want to overthrow their government and take control.
We've been trying since Hugo Chavez, right? Now they've been after Maduro. But here's the problem. So America, what they have been doing, they have been funneling money to the opposition, right? So that there would be these mass protests in the street against Maduro, right? It's the CIA doing this,
right,
to get them to overthrow the government. But now what you've done, you attacked this boat, a boat full of Venezuelans. See, all you doing now is getting the country together.
Yeah.
Because you attacked these men and women on this boat. Who were these people? What were they doing? Right. And what right do you have to come here and attack a Venezuelan vessel off the coast of Venezuela? What right do you have to blockade our waters? Who the hell are you?
All I can say is I'm waiting for the day. Everybody was concerned about it last week, the day. I'm waiting for that day. You know what I'm saying? We know it's coming. I'm waiting for the day.
Oh, it's right around the corner.
Yeah. It's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance said he's ready to take the wheel. You know, I'm waiting for the day. That's all I gotta say. I'm waiting for it. I'm looking forward to the day.
Well, you know what? I don't know.
I think the majority of MAGA is looking forward to the day at this point, because sometimes you can't fall on the sword. You know how hard it is to say I'm sorry?
For Trump, it's impossible.
For him, it is, but I'm saying for people in general, it's so hard for people to say I'm sorry. It's so hard for people to apologize. Most people won't fall on the sword for their mistakes, right? They look for another out, right? And when it happens, that's going to be their out. That's going to be their. They're going to turn from their wicked ways with the next man. That's going to be their. We sorry.
Well, you know what?
We didn't mean to do it.
Well, here's the thing. Trump, it will never say a mistake has been made. If a mistake has been made, it wasn't him, right? It's always somebody else.
Well, he gonna say he didn't make the mistake. They did. They voted for me.
Of course,
it was their mistake. They voted for me.
And for J.D. Vance, right? I know he's looking toward, taking over, because clearly Trump is slipping. You listen to some of this word salad stuff he says that makes absolutely no sense. You ask him a question about the economy, and he's talking about rocks from the moon and the shape of the stars. Like, Mr. President, did you see that interview he did where I can't remember the guy from ABC's name. Oh, Terry Moran. He said, "What does the Declaration of Independence mean to you?"
Oh yes, that was amazing. That was the most funniest interview, and I said, "You gotta love it." But the thing is, if you ask the average voter,
right,
that vote for him, they couldn't answer that question either.
They couldn't, right? But you are the president of the United States. You have a copy of the Declaration on your wall.
That's right. He could have
look at every day.
He could have read it,
and yet you don't know.
He could have read it.
Exactly what it means, right? So, there is some slippage there, clearly, right? If you watch him, how he's walking, his gait, how his feet are so swollen. Now they said he has venous insufficiency. Listen, I did the paramedic thing. That man has right heart failure, right? They're talking about the fact that he wears a catheter, right? probably wears the pins because of incontinence. This dude is in a state of decline, right? And I know that JD Vance may be just biding his time. It ain't gonna work, brother. It's not gonna work. The fact of the matter is, every empire has their time to rule. America had 250 years, and in that, we have destroyed every opportunity that we had to be a democracy, to be a country that's fair, to be a country that's open, that's honest. Let's be realistic. In the 1960s, all of those people that came forward to say that America has potential, but we got to change our way of doing things, we killed them all. We killed Malcolm. We killed Dr. King. We killed both Kennedy boys, and the list goes on, right? So America got to the point of no return. And when it sunk so low, who did they turn to rescue them? A degenerate liar and a thief named Donald Trump. And these are the people that they believe was going to save
I don't even
America.
think that's their real name.
Whose real name?
I don't even think that's their real last name.
The Kennedys?
No, Trump. I don't think that's their real last name.
Well, you know what? They may have. Well, it was really German, right? So it's probably not Trump, right? It probably has been changed, right? Yeah. But here's a family that made their money in brothels, in prostitution. And he says to the people coming across the border, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing guns, they're rapists. And I would assume some of them are good people. You ain't a good person. Your daddy wasn't a good person. Your grandfather wasn't a good person.
That's right.
You are a criminal enterprise.
The apple don't fall far from the tree. You
right.
already know that.
This is a criminal enterprise.
You already know that.
That got control of the United States government and is fleecing the people.
You already know. Well, look, bro, we come to the end of the show here. This was a great conversation. Just two grown men having a conversation. Hopefully we didn't offend anybody because that's not our goal here. We just having a conversation, just talking about the state of the world, the state of how we feel. It's okay to express how you feel.
Absolutely.
We didn't put anybody down. We wasn't derogatory about anything.
Nope.
We just talking about what's in the media.
And unfortunately, the truth hurts a lot of people. But just because it hurts, you shouldn't tell the truth.
Right.
You got to be honest, right?
Right. You know what I mean? So, I got love for everybody. But you know what? In spite of it all, I still believe that the United States of America is the promised land. I still believe that. I still believe that. I've traveled many places around the world, right? And if I had to choose where I want to live, it's right here in the United States.
You know what? What we need to do is, we have all these documents. They have all these wonderful words written on them. If we could just live out, as Dr. King says, if America could live out his creed that all men are created equal, right? That you judge a man not by the color of his skin, but the content of his character. If we could do that, then yes, America would be the promised land. But until we get rid of our political system, our economic system, our injustice system, we're in trouble.
Yeah, well, you're right. But like I said, in my experiences, in my travels, we can go to a lot of places in vacation, right? You go there as a tourist, you don't pay attention to how the people truly live. You on a nice resort, it looks good, they cater to you. Go out there and see where the natives is at. See how they live. See what's going on with them.
Oh, yeah.
It'll change your perspective. Because just like most people that go to prison in the United States of America that came from Europe, they're the criminals because lock me up. Shit, I'm just on holiday. What y'all gonna do to me? Put me in jail?
Right.
That's camp. That's camp. Y'all gonna feed me 3 hots in a cot? I got commissary? People can send me money. I can use the phone. I can literally go out and walk around the yard and socialize and gang up with my peoples, and I can get conjugal visits, jail, bring it on. I'm good. So with that being said, you know what? Knowing what I know, we can do better.
Got to do better.
America can do better. We can do better. And, you know, although we know that happiness is an inside job, right?
Mhm.
But as long as we out educating and sharing the information, sometimes the hardest of the hard, you know, people that's to the far right, far left, sometimes it's just a conversation that bring us together. Like I
Mhm.
said earlier, the same things that divide us are the same things that unite us,
Mhm.
right? Because guess what? When your stomach is rubbing your back, you don't care where that meal came from.
Nope. Or who it came from.
Or who it came from, right? Guess what? If you need a kidney for your loved one, you don't care where. Just save my loved one.
Mhm.
I don't care who it came from. That blood that they talk about, you got one drop of minority blood.
Mhm.
To save that loved one, they need some blood. And you're a match, please give him some blood.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that. You remember the story about, I think he was a sheriff down in Texas? And when that storm came, it caught his family. And it was the Mexicans, the Mexican firemen,
Right.
that saved his family.
Right.
All of a sudden, his whole perspective changed.
Right.
It ain't about them and us anymore. It's about humanity. These people came and they saved my family. They didn't
That's right.
care that I'm a Republican or that I support this deportation, mass deportation. They saw a need, humanitarianism, and they did what they were supposed to do. Changed his whole perspective. So you're right about that, brother.
That's right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to end on that note. That was a good positive note to end on. And we'll see y'all again next week. We're going to get in here and have another grown man conversation. You know, so y'all have a good rest of the Saturday. Enjoy the day. And we're going to get back with y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.